There's a poppy plant that I walk past almost every morning when I'm walking Mogi, and it is in full bloom right now. So I've been wanting to paint them, and I sat down and did a couple little things. You guys said you wanted to see this one, so let's paint some poppies together. I actually think that this would make a really cute card, so I'm gonna do it on a card. Grab your watercolors and give them a spritz. Then we're gonna start by putting a little water in one of these wells, and we're gonna mix up a nice reddish color, but a light one. We're gonna take our brush and we're just going to push down and make kind of these flowy shapes. I'm gonna make about 3 of them, avoiding that center space. That's our focal point one. Then we're gonna do a couple that are gonna be easier because they're just facing to the side. With that same color, I'm going to make a petal shape, and on the edges of it, I'm making sure to kind of squiggle my brush so that it has a little more texture. I'm gonna do one in that way, and then do another facing the other way. Then we need to let it dry or make it dry. Once it's dry, we're gonna mix up a much more concentrated and bright red color. Now we're gonna overlap that first layer. We're gonna make similar shapes to the first round, but just overlaying it over the other one. I'm letting some of that initial color peek out from behind it. Then while it's still a little bit wet, I'm gonna wash my brush, and then I'm going to drop some water kind of in the center of that bright red petal. I wanna make some blooms in there. I'm also going to dip straight into some of my colors and drop them right along the edges. Maybe even some brighter colors in a couple areas. Again, while it's still wet, we're gonna take a dark brown and a black color, and we're gonna squiggle around the center of our main one. I'm gonna mix up a nice dark green color. I'm gonna touch to the bottom of where it's still a little bit wet on the side facing ones, and then bring it down for a stem. I'm gonna allude to the stem for the first one, and then I'm also going to kind of squiggle my brush around to make some of those poppy leaves. And then one of my favorite parts of poppies are the little buds before they actually become the poppy. So I want to add in that it's kind of an olive shape, and I'm going to give it a little droop just to give it a little motion. I'm going to wash my brush, then some concentrated red, and then hint to the fact that that poppy pod is just starting to break open. And now we have a card that's really going to pop.